Most painters think the magic happens when the color goes on, but in classical oil painting, the real magic happens before color. This hidden gray layer controls the light, the shadows, the texture, and even how the final colors will behave. It's called the dead layer, but ironically, it's the layer that makes the painting come alive. Before I begin adding the final colors, I first need to build a foundation underneath them. At this stage, I'm not thinking about the warm color of the bread, the yellow centers of the daisies, or subtle tones of the porcelain pitcher. I'm thinking only about light. Where is the strongest light? Where does the form turn away? Where are the halftones? Where do the shadows begin? This is the main purpose of Grisaille. It separates value from color. Instead of trying to solve everything at once, color, temperature, saturation, texture, edges, and value, I can focus on one problem at a time. And value is the most important problem to solve first. Because if the values are wrong, no amount of beautiful fancy color will save the painting. A painting can survive with imperfect color, but it cannot survive with weak values. That is why this stage matters so much. Here, I'm working over a warm umber underpainting. The previous layer already gives the painting a sense of warmth and atmosphere. Now, with Grisaille, I begin to strengthen the main forms and build the areas that need more structure. I'm using a simple mixture based on raw umber and Flemish white. This gives me a range of soft natural values that work beautifully over the warm underpainting. Because underpainting is all about values, and values can make or break a painting, I created my own app called Underpainting Tools. Go to the value checker on the website and open the value map tab. Your image will be simplified into 7, 5 or 3 values, making the transition much easier to see. In the value picker tab, you can click anywhere in the image and instantly see the value of the exact spot, so you know how light or dark your painting mixture needs to be. You can also download the app on your device. Find everything at underpaintingtools.com. Okay, now back to our painting. You can see that I'm not covering the entire painting with gray. And this is important. A dead layer does not always mean repainting the whole canvas in gray. In this painting, I'm choosing where the Grisaille is needed and where the umber layer should remain visible. The pitcher, the bread, the eggs, and the daisies receive more attention because they need stronger value control before the color layers are added. But the table and the background are mostly left in the warm umber stage. Why? Because later I can paint color directly over those areas and allow the warmth underneath to influence the final result. That balance between covered and uncovered areas is one of the most beautiful things about layered painting. Some passages are built very carefully, others are left more open, and together they create a more natural living surface. Now look at the bread. This is a perfect example of why Grisaille is not just about value, it's also about texture. The surface of bread is not smooth like porcelain. It has irregularities, cracks, flaws, rough patches, and small changes in form. So, when I apply the lighter paint, I'm not only describing where the light falls, I'm also beginning to build the physical surface of the painting. The thicker paint in the light areas will later support the color layers placed on top. This is one of the things that photographs often fail to show. A painting is not only an image, it is also a physical object. The surface itself matters. The way brushstrokes catch light matters. The way thicker paint sits in the illuminated areas matters. That physical structure can give the painting a presence that flat color alone cannot create. The same idea applies to the daisies, but in a much more delicate way. A white flower is never just white. Most of what we see as white is actually made of subtle value changes, tiny shadows, soft halftones, small shifts between petals. Some petals face the light directly, while others turn away or fall under the shadow of another petal. If I painted every petal with the same value, the flower would look flat and decorative. So here I'm using Grisaille to organize those small relationships before color complicates everything. At this point, I'm constantly comparing. Is this petal lighter than the one next to it? Is this part of the picture brighter than the bread? Should this edge be sharp or should it disappear into the background? These small decisions create the illusion of realism. Not the details alone. Relationships. That is what realism is built from. One value compared to another. One edge compared to another. One light area balanced against a shadow. And that's why I like this stage so much. It slows the painting down in the best possible way. It forces me to think. It prevents me from rushing into color too early. It's tempting to jump straight into the beautiful warm tones, the yellows, the browns, the whites, and the final atmosphere. But if the structure underneath is weak, the color layers has to do much work. And that is also when painting often begin to fall apart. The dead layer gives me confidence before I move forward. It tells me whether the painting already works without the color. If the form reads clearly in this stage, then the color layers have something solid to sit on. But I also have to be careful not to overwork it. The Grisaille does not need to be finished black and white painting. It only needs to solve the main problems. The forms must feel believable, the light must feel consistent, the values must be organized. Once those things are working, the layer has done its job. From here, the painting will need to dry before I begin the next stage. And the next stage is where things become really interesting. Because when transparent and semi-transparent colors are applied over this structure, the gray layer underneath will still influence the final result. It can cool the halftones, it can reduce saturation, it can make the lights feel more solid. And it can create subtle optical effects that are very difficult to achieve in direct painting. But the deeper part of the process is something I explain in the full Patreon version. There I go much further in how I decide which parts to cover with Grisaille, which parts to leave in umber, how I control texture, and how this hidden layer will affect the final color painting. For now, just remember this. The dead layer may look quiet, it may look unfinished, but underneath the final colors, it is where the painting begins to breathe. This is the secret layer behind the finished work. And that's all for today, my mates. If you would like to see the full version of this process, you can join my YouTube channel membership, Old Masters tier, where you will find this complete video workshop, along with many others I've created for you. And if you want to go even deeper, you can also join me, of course, on my Patreon, where I share more in-depth content, extended lessons, and additional workshops designed to help you take your painting much further. You can also visit my website if you're looking for some cool art merch, prints, and more. And if you decide to grab something, don't forget to use code MADESALE at the checkout for 10% of your entire order. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching, my mates, and see you in another vid. Bye bye.